Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, the one and only Dawg Knight.
All right, here we go. Let's do this thing. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Night Live. I'm your host, Marty, also known as Dawg Knight on the internet, and welcome back to the Dawg Knight Channel. That's a weird sound. Do I have a filter going through here? Why does my voice sound like that? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Anyway, happy Thursday. I don't know if I have specific FTG stuff going on today, but there's a lot of stuff just trending. And I haven't really gone through the aggregator today. I'm sure there's plenty of stuff in there. But obviously this event from yesterday has a lot of people talking. And I want to talk about that. Maybe about this kid, but more about something that really just caught me yesterday, based on one comment that I responded to on X. So, well, I'll get to that in a minute. Let's say hi to everybody and get it going. Sorry I didn't get here earlier. It was a long morning at the old UPS depot. So let's say hi to everybody and get it going. First, the chat today. Who was it? Wait, was it really? Wait, is that right? Wait, why is Mike Savage pinned there? Okay, let me just unpin that. I don't know what I did there. First in chat today is Somnambule Nation making a comeback. Wow. Coming back strong. First in the chat. Also, good morning to Avocados Diabli. Our young friend Midnight. What's up, Midnight? Also, Miss Wild Wolf. Also, hello, good morning, and welcome to Aaron Meredith, Renee Mayette, Resolute Germ, Mike Savage, Blarg, Jesse Leon's back. Good morning. Also, Blue-Eyed Scream, and the inspirational message from the Pope. Yes, it is Pope Tyrannius III, the Blessed Lich, who says, "Blessed of the Most High be upon you all. It is okay to look back where you've been, but you must look to where you're going first. Lastly, you look at how you are getting there." Well, I'm getting in there in a little red Corvette. No, I don't own a Corvette. Anyway, thank you for the inspirational message. Also, good morning to, who else is here? That's it. That is everybody. Probably because I just started the show and most of you are just figuring out how to get into the stream or just to figure it out it started. But this is a good thing. 9 people here and 8 likes. That's a hell of a ratio. I'm appreciating that. So I'm feeling the love from those who got here first. Hopefully people will show up eventually. Sin is also streaming. Oh, is he? What's he doing? Why is he streaming right now? Hang on. What the bloody effing hell is Sin streaming about? Let's go take a look. As in, that would be Sinatra, as in Sinatra says. Where is he streaming? Uh-oh, I gotta go into where's my subscriptions? Here we go. Subscriptions. Good morning, Rick Ashbringer. What's up? Miss Wildwolf streaming too. Streaming my show. This is like, here, let me show. This is known as, Streaming Inception. There's Miss Wildwolf and Midnight watching my stream on their stream. Awesome. Good to see. And also Cannon's streaming, but he's just someone tied to Ice. I wonder what Cannon's saying. Well, it looks like he's stopping. Also, let's see, Black Columbo, that's Act Nation, Boyce Watkins, Sinatra. What is Sinatra's? Oh, Sinatra's like showing some, what's he doing here? He's showing some booty here or something. What is he doing? Let's see.
So yeah, definitely planning on doing more stuff here for sure.
Here, let's just say.
Yeah, it was the height of the feminist bullshit. Yeah. So we're definitely
here. I'll just do a little one up in his chat. In fact, here
I'm gonna feel it out.
Let's
we'll
go.
Know here
let's
soon.
do a short raid on Sinatra.
But even if it doesn't get monetized, I'll figure something out.
Hi to.
I'll figure something out. Like this is
our stream.
This channel, in and of itself.
There's the link. Go click on it. Click on that link I just put in the chat.
Is a great
click on the link I just put in the chat and say hi from PDawg. There we go. And we'll see what happens, because he raids people every once in a while, and we enjoy doing that. Good morning also, Rick Rockhopper, my friend from down under, Jaeger Pony, my favorite Canadian. They're all here. So click that link and say hi Sinatra from the PDawg stream. There you go. All right. And I'm testing you. Oh, I'm saying what up, and I just put what up Sinatra. Okay. I need my back channel there. Okay. As people are coming in, let's go ahead and get into some news. Oh wait, let's say thanks to people. Oh, I got lots of notifications here. What the hell is going on? Is this everyone sharing the show? Looks like. Oh, that's great. Here we go. Let's see. Oh, I see some people. Okay, I'll get to that in a minute. Anyway, thank you, Somnambule Nation, sharing the show right there, and also with the like. I'm back, baby, because nice to have you back, my friend. Also, the Daily Wrestler. Who is this? Is that Edge? Yeah. Oh no, that's Chris Jericho. That's Chris Jericho. Okay. Thank you, Resolute Germ, and I reposting that. And the Daily Woo, Ric Flair from Tyre Alexander. People retweet the show include Tyre Alexander, Resolute Germ, and Somnambule Nation. Ms. Wildwolf tweeting out the show. Great. Awesome. Thank you. And the Daily Kitty, the Daily Cute Fuzzy Animal, the AI dancing cat. And then Mike Savage, Daily Let Us Go. So appreciate everyone tweeting out the stream or reposting my post of the stream. And I greatly appreciate it. So here we go. Back to, let's get into some news though. Is that it? Things trending. Wait, what? Why is that out of order? Okay, let's get rid of that. This is what be here. This should be at home. And this is where we are. Okay, things trending. I don't have a holiday today, so let's just look at the holidays. Oops, what the hell did I do there? Oh yeah, that's it. Holiday calendar. Oh, I really got here kind of late. And so that's why we're a little behind here. It is National Daughter's Day. Oh my gosh, I got to send my daughter a nice message. I did not know that. Also, Therapist Appreciation Day. We all need to thank our therapist for whatever's happening. National Quesadilla Day. I didn't know we had one of those. World Dream Day, National Cooking Days, National John Day. Now, that could be someone named John, or that could be a prostitute holiday. I don't know. National Lobster Day. If you're anywhere near Maine, go get you some lobster. I hear it's pretty cheap to get lobster in Maine compared to other parts of the country, just because they have so much going there. Plus, you can get some big old giant lobsters there because the pick of the crop usually ends up there. National Psychotherapy Day. Well, there we go. We got, not only is it Therapist Appreciation Day, but National Psychotherapy, which there's a lot of people who might need that. And I'm not being facetious or joking there either. National Comic Book Day. Someone say, go say hi to Jack Cochran and let him know that. National Food Service Employee Day. There's a lot of holidays today. Binge Day. Oh, binge watch your favorite show today. We do that every day. National One Hit Wonder Day. Okay, here's a good one in the chat. Name your favorite one hit wonder. And I would say I can tell you what the greatest one hit wonder ever written was. I can tell you that right now because not only was it a one-hit wonder, but it was remade 3 times and hit number 1 all 3 times. And it was number 1 when it came out first. Oh, Kung Fu Fighting, that's a good one. That's a really good one. Good morning, Select Boy, by the way.
Yeah, boy.
And Raymond Lewis is in the house. Nice to have you here. So, National, what's your favorite one-hit wonder? Turning Japanese. Oh, who did that? Who did that song? That's Martika Toy Soldiers. That's a pretty good one. Kung Fu Fighting was the number 1 song of the day. the day we were born. Oh, that's pretty cool. Oh yeah, that's right. The Vapors did Turning Japanese. China in Your Hand. I'm not familiar with that one. Also, it's World Maritime Day, Mahalaya, whatever that is, and International Ataxia Awareness Day. Exile, got it. Oh, Kiss You All Over? Is that the song you're talking about? Wasn't that Exile's one-hit wonder? Flagpole Sitter by Harvey Danger. Never heard of that one. Play That Funky Music. That wasn't Wild Cherry, or that was not Wild Cherry's only hit though. That was not their. They also did pick Up the Pieces. They had 2 or 3 hits actually back in the day. But that is good. That's a great song. You know, by the way, I mentioned the greatest one-hit wonder of all time has to be Little Eva and Locomotion. So she was this one-hit wonder, but the song got remade 3 times and like hit number 1 on remakes multiple times. Popcorn. Oh, boop, 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 boop. That's Popcorn, right? That's a great one. That's a really good one. There's a lot of really good one-hit wonders. I think Safety Dance is a pretty good one-hit wonder too. Men Without Hats. They tried to have a second hit, but it didn't work. Locomotion was written by Carole King. Yes, I'm aware of that. It was written by Carole King. But for the singer, it was a one-hit wonder. But the writer of the song, she was a prolific songwriter, wrote a lot of songs for various artists and so on and so forth. All right, so there you go. That's a fun little ditty there. Let's get into some actual news now. Well, this is kind of a thing that I brought up. I don't have a celebrity birthday today because I don't care about celebrities today. There's a ton of one-hit wonders. Yes, Little Eva was her babysitter. I learned that. What's that? There's a YouTube channel. I think it's called The Professor of Rock or something like that. And if you got to hear cool stories about just music in general, he's got great stories all over the internet or all over YouTube about one-hit wonders, bands that did one thing or another, all these lists of different music trivia things. And it's Professor of Rock. Yeah, he's awesome. Professor of Rock. He's really cool. Okay, let's do this. Wolverine is trending. Now, I thought there was, for some reason, I glanced at this as I was going by. I thought there was going to be another Wolverine movie. But apparently there is a Wolverine game that is coming out. Wolverine Games debuts gameplay trailer for Marvel's Wolverine, targets fall 2026 PS5 release. So people are hoping that that's not going to be a garbage game like many of the superhero games are. But so people are excited about that. I guess that's newsworthy because a lot of people play games. So there you go. Why is my phone? Why watch can fuck right off? It's telling me I need to stand up. I've been sitting too long. Go to hell. Wait. It's going to be hot, fresh ass because of Sweet Baby Ink. What the hell? What does that mean? Is that a song? Is that a one-hit wonder? Okay. All right. Anyways, are you talking about the Wolverine thing? What does that mean? What did I do here? Okay. Oh, so Wolverine games coming out. We'll see how it goes, right? Speaking of one-hit wonders, I woke up with the song Would Bees Pray Like Aretha Franklin in my head this morning. Haven't even heard of it in decades. I'm not sure what song that is. I probably know the song. I probably just don't know what the actual name of the song is. The Ryder Cup is trending. Now, I know a lot of you are not into golf, and I usually don't talk about sports. And I can't even remember why I wanted to talk about the Ryder Cup this morning. But this shirt was pretty funny, I thought. The British blew a 13-colony lead. That's funny as hell. I remember why I was going to talk about the Ryder Cup. This year, the Ryder Cup is being played here in the States at Bethpage, which is a course out in the state of New York. And as they've been introducing as they've been introducing, they're introducing players, whatever. They got the big hullabaloo before the match, right? And they've kept, they kept announcing Kathy Hochul's name, the governor of New York, and every time they would mention her name, there was like major boos in the crowd. And this is not like one of those where Trump's in an arena and they'll see a picture of Trump and they'll have one section of people booing, and so that person will do a video of them saying Trump booed relentlessly, and then you have someone else in the arena with they were yelling yay or clapping and hurrah, and then you get their video of, oh, everybody was cheering, because it's always a mixture of cheering and booing. Not so much at the Ryder Cup. There's a really, here it is. Is this the one? Or fueled by something money. Okay, that's not the here. Where's the? There's a great compilation of all the time they would boo Kathy Hochul. Here's one of them. Let's try this one. All right, here we go. Nope, this is from. Nope, I don't like it when they do it from the crowd. I like it when they do it from the stands.
Governor, all right. It's not Roger Goodell. Everybody relax. Governor, this is a beautiful golf.
Okay, that's one of them, but there's a compilation one of these I played. Not that one. Maybe it's this one. Let's try this one.
The Governor of State New York, Kathy Hochul.
I don't.
The Governor of State New York, Kathy Hochul.
But every one is this. Here's
Your friend for New York, your friend and mine in attendance, Governor Kathy Hochul. Governor, thank you so much for being here. And thank you to your team, too, for getting us ready for the Ryder Cup in New York.
I would like to say a few thank yous. To Governor of State New York, Kathy Hochul.
As we prepare to tee it up on Friday, I want to thank the people who made this journey possible. To Governor Hochul, to the teams of New York, to the teams of the New York State.
Going for New York.
Every time they mentioned your name, there was definitely boos. Lots of boos, mostly booing. Okay, so not that that's all that important, because state and government officials at sporting events get booed all the time, but that was pretty relentless. So anyway, the New York Post decided to write a whole article about it, and there you go. So moving on, let's see. Well, now their screen's frozen. Now, something cool that happened, President Trump invited the Marine Silent Drill Platoon to the Oval Office. Apparently, the U.S. Marine Corps Silent Drill Platoon performed a precision rifle drill on the White House lawn, South Lawn, beneath a 100-foot American flagpole funded by President Donald Trump. Observing the exhibition from inside, Trump spontaneously invited the 24 Marines into the Oval Office, where he personally handed each a custom Presidential Challenge coin to recognize their discipline and service. The event highlighted the platoon's role in showcasing the Marine Corps' heritage during its 250th anniversary year. So, I think the Presidential Challenge, they're bringing back the President Physical Fitness Challenge, and now they have coins that they have. So he gave each one of them the original coins. So yeah, now if you've never seen the Marine Corps Silent Drill Team, it's pretty amazing. I have the great fortune when I was in Quantico, because I went through a Marine Corps PLC course, platoon leaders course, when I was in college. But I never ended up enlisting as a Marine. It's an officer school for college students, and I went through it and did the full 10-week course, and then had some events change my life, and I'm like, nah, I can't do it. But we got to see them, the Silent Drill Team, live. For whatever reason, they were there that weekend, and so we got to see them live. And it's really kind of one of the more amazing things you'll see, because the precision, they're throwing rifles all over the place and catching them and whatever without even looking and whatever. It's an amazing thing to see. There's video of them online. If you've never seen it, take a look because it's really cool. Good morning, Bookworm Addict, by the way. So, and Kara Soldier's in the house. How you doing? So anyway, that was one of the main articles on X this morning. I don't know why. Another trending topic though is second quarter GDP. Now remember the rules. I told you what the rules are for GDP reporting in the United States, at least over the last 10, 20 years. Anytime there's a Republican in office, the initial numbers are going to be worse than the revised numbers. And whenever there's a Democrat in office, the original reported numbers are always going to be way better than the revised numbers. And that rule is stayed pretty much true to form. Breaking the GDP from second quarter has been revised upward a third time. It's now at 3.8% GDP growth after the first being reported 3% and then 3.3. So even CNBC admits third time around the block on Q2, and we see a solid revision, 3.8%. I'm a bit shocked, to be honest. I, as your humble host, am not shocked in the least because it happens pretty much every time. Listen to this.
Now, on the GDP side, this is our third time around the block on Q2, and we see a really solid revision, 3.8%. I'm a bit shocked, to be honest. Usually the revisions as you get to second and third become smaller and smaller. So 3.8% would be the best quarter going back to, and we have to go back a ways here, to 4.4, and that was the third quarter of 23. Now, it is important to point out that if you look at the first quarter final, down 0.5%, there's a balance there. But the balance is moving in favor, and momentum is moving in favor for better growth. Now, on the GDP...
All right, so I don't know what people are going to say. I don't know what people are going to say about this. Because remember, all the people saying, "Oh, we're in a recession. We're going to go into a recession." And so, more evidence of a policy mistake in today's data. NSA claims 180,000 weak labor market. Durable goods beat expectations by 3.6% month to month. Second quarter GDP 3.8%. Final sales 7.5%. By far the highest in 3 years. Consumer is weak. Nope. Spending revised up 2.5%. Again. It's because Donald Trump's in office. So the initial reporting always seems to be worse than the revisions because nobody usually pays attention to the revisions. But so that's good. I mean, I don't, and I'm not saying that this has anything to do with what's going to be happening in the future. This shit, everything could go to shit tomorrow. But now we know that those numbers were better than they were reported initially. And the people who are reporting it are pretty much just the finance channels. So we'll see what happens with interest rates still. That could tell the Fed not to lower interest rates because you don't want the economy to heat up too much. It might be an excuse. So who knows? Who knows what they're doing? If this is, people entrenched in government playing around or trying to manipulate the Fed or whatever. But it seems to be better news than it was initially reported. Again. Next up, Alaska's trending. Now, this was another one. I was like, why is Alaska trending? Well, apparently, this is kind of breaking news from yesterday evening. Just in, the U.S. scrambled fighter jets at night to intercept Russian military aircraft. 2 Tu-95 bombers and 2 Su-35 fighters were circling near Alaska, according to CBS News. Here's the, let's see, is this the report? Let's see.
Cash 5-1 heavy contact Anchorage Center on 123.9er cadet.
123.9er, Cash 5-1.
Cash 5.
So anyway, that's not good. So as I was scrolling down on this, Russian drones violate Danish airspace and jets approach Alaska. For hours, unidentified drones strongly suspected to be Russian flew over Denmark's Aalborg Airport, forcing the closure of airspace. Police confirmed the drones operated with precision, echoing recent incidents that disrupted flights in Copenhagen. Despite attempts, they couldn't be intercepted before leaving the area. Danish armed forces announced they are supporting national police in the investigation, calling the drone incursions a serious security threat. At the same time, U.S. military radars detected Russian aircraft approaching Alaska's air defense zone, another calculated provocation, testing Western response times. Moscow is systematically probing NATO's northern flank from Denmark to the Arctic. Every hour of tolerance emboldens the Kremlin to escalate further. Oh, is this... What does this mean? Does this mean they're wanting us to get into a war with Russia? The free world must treat Russian drones and jets not as isolated stunts, but as a pattern of hybrid warfare, a rehearsal for wider confrontation. Well, that very well could be. And so surely they need to monitor that carefully, right? And we'll see what happens. And then there's lots of pictures of bears and wildlife in the Alaska section. So there you go. Good morning, Ercole Di Stefano. What's up? Good morning, or whatever. Got to talk on the phone. Can't chat. Sending my best. Well, our best to you too. Wait, over Denmark, that is. What was that? Or, let's see. What did you say before that? Okay, never mind. Oh, war games? Yeah, they're playing games all right. All right, let's keep going because I'm behind. Tylenol still trending. People still bitching about Tylenol. We kind of talked this out yesterday. Trump directs FDA to warn on prenatal Tylenol use over autism link. Now, here's the only reason I want to say anything about Tylenol. Because this is one of those cases where if Trump says it's good for you, people who hate Trump, or all the left, will tell you not to do it. If Trump tells you it's bad for you, they will do exactly the opposite. So there is, I guess there's an unfortunate case where here's an example. Whether it's advocating for the right to kill their babies by abortion or risking the health of their babies by taking Tylenol while pregnant just to prove a point, it's undeniable that the left does not value life whatsoever. So apparently there's a barrage of people on the internet who saw this thing about Tylenol and decided to prove that Tylenol is not bad for you. So people were taking Tylenol on TikToks and Instagram Reels. Unfortunately, one young woman has already died from this. A woman who was pregnant took too many Tylenol. And maybe I should look this up. Please do not take Tylenol while pregnant for social media likes and views. You can really hurt your child. That's Paulina Luna. This is not a joke. Get offline. Liberal pregnant moms are taking Tylenol and posting it on social media. Here's this Tylenol story is a perfect case study. Liberals will oppose anything Trump supports no matter what. You don't hate the mainstream media enough. So you get this right here. Whoops, hang on. Here's the picture here. Reuters, too much Tylenol in pregnancy could affect development. That's from 2013. Reuters. Here's Reuters in 2025. Trump links autism to Tylenol and vaccines, claims not backed by science, except for the Harvard study that says that it can be a factor. Right? Let's move to this one. Taking Johns Hopkins University. This is from November 5th, 2019. Taking Tylenol during pregnancy associated with elevated risks for autism and ADHD. A Johns Hopkins study analyzed umbilical cord blood samples found that newborns with the highest exposure to acetaminophen were about 3 times more likely to be diagnosed with ADHD or autism spectrum disorder in the childhood. Johns Hopkins. That's not a very good source, is it? Oh, there's a Harvard study that says the same. Hello, Midnight in Exile. Here you go. Mount Sinai study supports evidence that prenatal acetaminophen may be linked to increased risk of autism and ADHD. This is PubMed, use of acetaminophen during pregnancy and the risk of autism spectrum disorder of the offspring. All these outlets have been reporting this since, this is 2016. This is not new. Prenatal, this is the American Association of Pediatrics, prenatal exposure to acetaminophen at risk of ADHD. ResearchGate, all these studies that have been out here for years, and now we get things like this. And this is Tylenol himself. We don't recommend using any of our products while pregnant. Thank you for taking the time to voice your concerns today. Now, I wish I could find, by the way, 150, now this one says 150 studies done on pregnant women, 7 found a correlation. Oh, really? Well, they've been published all over the place. Don't forget CNN. Trump links autism, blah, blah, blah. Here it is, common painkiller. This is from, what's the date on this? 2021, common painkillers should be investigated for possible risk to developing fetuses, experts say. 2017, study links acetaminophen to pregnancy to ADHD, but expert question the results. Acetaminophen during pregnancy may increase your risk of hyperactivity in kids. So there's all these studies that have been saying this, but once Trump says it, no. Now, I'm trying to find now this is funny. Tylenol does not hurt the baby. The baby. That's Destiny if you didn't know who that was. I'm trying to find the story though that the woman who took too much Tylenol, she's pregnant, and it kills your liver. Is it your liver or kidney? Here, hang on. Well, let's ask Grok. Let's ask Grok. We'll ask Grok live. Let's go back over here. Here, let's go to Grok. What are the dangers of taking too much? I'll just say Tylenol. Which organs are affected? While I'm waiting for that answer, thank you, Avocados Diablo, for sponsoring the show. You are the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day. Thank you very much. Dropping a small bullet in the tip jar says, you're mispronouncing acetaminophen. It's pronounced acetaminophen. Acetaminophen. Oh, the T is silent. Oh, thank you. I've always pronounced that wrong. It's acetaminophen. Primary organ affected, liver, but it also can damage kidneys, gastronomical issues if you take too much. And so I think one of the women who took too much had a kidney failure or something like that, and she died because she wanted to prove Trump wrong. Not a good thing. And I'm in no way mocking her, other than the fact that your Trump derangement syndrome killed you, and that's very sad. That is very sad. So, and I just don't want to. I don't want to mock someone for dying. We'll get into the dying thing in a second, because I'm annoyed by something. Argentina is trending. Apparently, we're going to give $20 billion to Argentina for something. Bailing out an art. Trump cuts kids now bails out investors in Argentina with $20 billion paid by U.S. taxpayers. Now, this is all people critical of Trump, and I'm not sure what's going on. One of the posts on here. Well, here, let's start with this. First, our President Javier Milei didn't create the currency crisis in Argentina, that Argentina finds itself in, nor did his policies crash their stock market. The second, the Peronists flexed their muscles in Congress and in the private sector, they tanked the economy. Milei is winning in spite of the socialists. That's from yesterday. But there's some kind of bailout going on for Argentina, which, it doesn't sound all that America firsty, but I'm not sure why. Midnight in Exile, I sent you the video on Twitter. Oh, let me see if I can find that real quick. The video of, wait, what are we? Oh, is this the video of the girl? Here, let's check. Let me find that real quick. Let me go into my mention. Is it in my mentions? Let's try here. By the way, thanks. More people sharing the show. Here, we'll go right here. Thank you, TC, sharing the show. Appreciate that. And we're reposting it. Oh, is this the one? The source of the video. This is a source. This is the source video on Instagram. Well, let's see what this says. Let's watch this. Y'all don't mind watching the video here. Let's full screen there. There we go. Here we go. Let's listen to it.
So it's about, going to be 6 a.m. finally. And for those of you who don't follow me on Twitter, I recommend that you do. I got a call, a very frantic call at 4 o'clock in the morning from a husband whose wife is now dying of liver failure on a ventilator in an ICU because she was trying to prove that Tylenol doesn't cause autism because of what Trump said on the news. Mind you, that's a Harvard study. Now, whether or not you believe the Harvard study or not is not the issue here. The issue is that she's somewhere between 23 to 25 weeks and she overdosed on Tylenol. And she's going to die. She's not going to come off that ventilator. And the guy got my phone number from somebody. Somebody gave it to him. I mean, guys, it's early in the morning. I'm still in Hello Kitty sweatpants in my gym trying to work out. And she's gonna die. It's gonna be, let me tell you something about Tylenol overdosing and death.
It will kill you because
is that if you aren't administered the antidote, it is a very slow and painful death, okay? Because Tylenol, as well as Benadryl and aspirin, are the 3 most common OTCs that people will typically try to unalive themselves with, so I don't get censored. But now people are just taking massive amounts of Tylenol to prove Trump wrong. I mean, weren't these the same people?
Definitely a version of the Darwin Awards counted these people. And I'm not mocking people who die from things like this. I'm mocking their actions. Don't be these people. Don't do that. Thank you, Avocado Stay Album. Small Bull, the tip jar says, well, she did prove Trump wrong. That kid won't be autistic or anything. Oh, fuck. That's not funny. Stop laughing.
People who put Harvard and Fauci and the pillars of science on a pedestal, and now they refuse to believe it. Like, I don't believe it either. But I'm also not going to go overdose on Tylenol either. And it's just so sad because he has to make the
Avocado Stabby, you are right. 100. You are right. That was funny.
Choice of them going and trying to emergency deliver this baby, and the baby may not survive. The baby's going to spend a long time in the NICU. Hopefully the baby will survive. And remember, guys, preemies have complications even if they do survive.
Oh, AD. there's still a chance. Sorry, that's terrible. That's terrible.
I didn't ask him if he had more children. So, I mean, let's say this woman they have more children. They lost their mother. Baby's not going to grow up with the mom. He lost his whole life if this baby dies too. All because of TikTok challenges, guys. Everybody wants, well, not everybody, but maybe these crazy liberal women. They, literally hate Trump so bad that she killed herself and her baby, potentially. I'm just I don't even have words.
So the only, and we don't need to watch the rest of it. I'll leave this in the links today. Thank you, Midnight Nexo, by the way. I'll put this behind the Tylenol tab. There it is. Now, do we know 100% that story is true? I don't see this woman engaging in theatrics about this. She seems very contemplative, so I don't really have any reason to doubt that this is something that happened. And I'm curious how many times this is going to happen over the next week or so. How many of these idiots who are going on TikTok and pulling the old Tylenol challenge are destroying their livers, or you know, especially if they're a drinker, don't do it. My wife told me that. Yeah, you can't drink and take Tylenol because they're both really hard on your liver. Hello, Black Hebrew Israelite, by the way. Whoops, sorry. What the hell is that?
That's right.
Nice having you back again. So yeah, look, and I was gonna make the joke that Donald Trump said breathing is good for you. Someone said that the other day. Donald Trump said breathing is good for you. Are all these liberals gonna hold their breath until they die? I don't know. It's just crazy. So anyway, next up here is okay, we already talked about Argentina. Oh, California is on the list too. And I don't know, there's no specific reason why California is trending other than Gavin Newsom's a shitbag. But apparently some county in California flipped red. I don't know what this is here. The California Republican Party says that Stanislaus County has officially flipped red. Momentum is on our side and we're just getting started. Yeah, it's still California though, California Republicans. And Gavin Newsom is doing everything to make sure that you're fucked. So whatever. But there was something else in here. Representative Kevin Riley, congratulations, Governor Newsom. California once again leads the nation in poverty. Sadly, child poverty has doubled since 2021. Ranks first in homelessness, unemployment, illiteracy, and outbound U-Haul rentals. That's kind of funny. But also, this is the other one. Now, in the Mojave Desert is the nation's, I believe, largest solar power plant. The Ivanpah Solar Power Facility in California, just outside of Nevada. It's in California. Has officially shut down. When it was starting to be built, it was one of the world's largest solar power plants. It failed to generate the power it was estimated to. Over $2 billion was spent on this, and it relied on natural gas to stay operational, which is kind of funny. And remember, think about this. It's in the sunniest place on earth, the Mojave Desert. It's like sun 362 days a year. Maybe clouds 2 days a year. And it failed to generate enough power for what they built it for. Also, it has fried over 6,000 birds a year, which would have shut any oil and gas facility down immediately. So that's another thing that was trending about California. Here it is. Here's someone talking about it. Hang on. Here.
Why did the government fund a 5-square-mile laser death ray that kills 6,000 birds a year? That is Ivanpah, a solar farm in the Mojave Desert. And the bird apocalypse isn't even the biggest part of this boondoggle. So 15 years ago, Google, NRG Energy, and BrightSource Energy got together for this idea. They would sell solar power to PG&E and California Edison until 2039. But they needed funding. So Bechtel, who's a big government contractor, helped them get a $1.6 billion loan from the Department of Energy.
$1.6 billion from the Department of Energy, and then I think there's another billion from somebody else.
See all those mirrors? Yeah, there's 350,000 of them, and each one is the size of a garage door. They reflect sunlight onto boilers 450 feet high as part of the solar thermal process. The project promised to create 1,000 construction jobs and power 140,000 homes. And that didn't happen. In theory, everyone would benefit, from workers and local communities to politicians pushing green energy. Now, the facility opened in 2014, and it didn't take long to realize that mirrors attract bugs and birds eat bugs, and mirrors themselves get really hot. The reflected rays at Ivanpah literally singed birds to death mid-air, leaving clouds of smoke called streamers. The project was also terrible for desert tortoises and destroyed irreplaceable, pristine desert habitat. But the real problem was about power. Ivanpah only operated at half capacity. Apparently, officials hadn't considered things like weather or equipment challenges impacting energy production. Like they should have. NRG said it could take years for Ivanpah to hit its annual energy goals. In the meantime, they'd used natural gas to operate the boilers. So much so that they even needed state approval to increase the gas limit. Turns out the sun didn't shine as much as everyone hoped.
This is a different place. This is the one that's not set. There's one solar power plant that they built in a place that gets sun all year round pretty much and didn't do enough energy. This is a different one. Never mind. Hello, by the way, number one.
And the facility could no longer compete with newer, more efficient technology. Today, Ivanpah employs 61 people, but soon it will be 0.
It's been officially closed. So that reports in the links here. So that's what's happening in California. I'm going to come to this, the HBCU thing, because we talked about how those two guys went to Tennessee State University and basically got harassed off of campus. And I wanted to show you one of the exchanges, though, before they started getting harassed off campus, just to show you how incredibly racist and misogynistic and also just they were just there to antagonize students. I'm going to show you an instance of that. But before we get to that, I'm going to talk about this shooting event yesterday, which we talked about quite a bit. And something that really got on my nerves yesterday. Let me go into my replies here. And it's, how do I say this? So the name of the stream today, what was the name of the stream? I can't even remember. People die. Guess whose fault, right? Hang on a second here. Oh, here, I'll just put it up here because I can't read that. It's too small. People die. Guess whose side? Okay. Now, when I say guess whose side in this, there's a reason I put it in quotes and not asking the question, because I'm not asking the question. I'm saying that when suddenly there's this really nasty trend when people die in an event such as the Charlie Kirk shooting or a school shooting or this event yesterday in the ICE agency. It seems like where everyone's playing this game of let's put who's on the scoreboard here, who's scoring, who's going to get the political points out of it, okay? And it's a trend that it's beginning to disturb me quite a bit. And the post that got me just really annoyed, was it yesterday or today? I don't even remember when it was. It was early this morning. It was while I was at work I did this. Was this one right here. And before you say, oh, they do this, we're all doing it right now. So this guy posts, this guy named Covey93. And I'll put a link to this. I'll put a link to my reply. There, I'll put a link to it over here. He writes, as soon as it pops up, he writes, so maggots, because they call people who support Donald Trump, whatever, maggots, MAGA with a T on it. Get it? That's so clever. So maggots, no thoughts and prayers for the family of the migrants who were killed today? And I found that very interesting. Hello, Donkey Punch Ben. Donkey Punch Ben is here, the greatest name on the internet. So he says, so maggots, no thoughts and prayers for the families of the migrants who were killed today? Now, I remember distinctly, at least me, and I never classified myself as a MAGA person, but I support Trump and, want the country to do well under whoever the president is. And I know that I said this yesterday that, wow, a lot of people they're talking about this, but nobody seems to care about the 3 people who were killed, and I hope, regardless if they're illegal immigrants or being deported or what, their families are going to be missing a family member. There's someone who loves them that, they got killed senselessly because some asshole decided to attack an ICE facility. But when he says no thoughts and prayers for the families of the migrants who were killed today, right? So I went to his feed. I went to his X feed. I went to his replies. I went to his posts. And I scrolled down for the last 2 or 3 days. And he never posted about those migrants who were killed today. Or that day. He didn't post anything about it. He didn't say anything, thoughts for the families. Nothing. Just one post saying, "Oh, gee, this is probably another MAGA person because migrants were killed," even though obviously this asshole was shooting blindly into an ICE facility. And I was like, weird. I even said, weird. I see nothing in your feed showing any concern for those killed, nor the families whatsoever. Only this post tried to use their tragedy to score political points and clout. Now, that trend, and here's the post right here, this asshole. And I was thinking about it and like, holy shit. Well, it turns out only be one death. Well, whatever. There's victims. Nobody gives a fuck about the victims here. Everyone jumped on the internet, and that's on the left and the right, jumped on the internet to try to talk about, oh my gosh, this guy is on your side. It's not on our side, it's on your side. It's probably, oh, well, how can it be on our side if they only shot migrants? Oh, well, they're shooting at an ICE facility. This must be on your side, whatever. Nobody gave a shit about the people who were killed. And let's put it this way. If it were ICE agents who were killed, would the people on the right be mourning the ICE agents? Probably, because they were concerned about Charlie Kirk, where the left was just trying to find ways to make it about being MAGA people. But it's just like, everyone's arguing on the internet about who did it and why, and not the people that are killed. It was a little different with Charlie Kirk, but it happens every time. And I guess I'm disappointed in what's going on in our country when it comes to things like that. It used to be that people getting killed at least kind of get people to come together a little bit. So anyway, they identified the guy who did it. Joshua Jans kills detainee, wounds 2 at Dallas ICE facility. Joshua Jans, a 29-year-old from North Texas, fired shots at the Dallas ICE office early Wednesday, killing 1 migrant detainee, injuring 2 others in critical condition. Jan died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound and left behind shell casings marked anti-ICE, which boy, oh boy, I'm kind of, I don't want to play skeptic and conspiracy theorist, whatever. It was kind of weird that someone would write anti-ICE who hates ICE, anti-ICE instead of fuck ICE. I mean, and the type of rifle they used was a very old style rifle with these, 5-shot cartridges you pop in. I suppose they're rifles that are used for hunting, so maybe it's a hunting type rifle, but it just seems like a weird setup. It's interesting though, in the last 2 high profile shootings, nobody's accused of using an AR-15, right? No one's accused of using an assault rifle, at least, right? Stripper clips. Yeah, stripper clips. Hello, Cannibalistic Wizard, by the way. So you can't make this they can't make it about assault weapons, so now they can make it about all guns. Oh, it's the guns. But even, but by the way, my concern about how people are treating this, even the vice president comes out claiming, okay, he says the obsessive attack on law enforcement, particularly ICE, must stop. I'm praying for everyone hurt in this attack and for their families. Oh, that's good, right? That's good. He did at least said, I'm praying for everyone hurt in this attack and for their families. Okay, so he did say something about that. Now, I don't know, notes suggesting context to be shown with the post. This is, okay, people saying that this was not an attack on ICE are not thinking logically at all. Now, granted, they heard that, oh, the only 3 people injured or killed were detainees, right? But it's at an ICE facility. If someone was shooting at people who were supposedly illegal aliens, why would they go to an ICE facility to do it and take a chance on hitting ICE agents? Clearly, this was an attack on ICE. It's stupid to think otherwise. But boy, oh boy, all the lefties on the internet, he hit migrants. He was aiming for migrants from the top of another building at an ICE facility. And it is also odd that Kash Patel's, and I'm going to agree with Fred Wellman, who's a big anti-gun guy. I'm not a lawyer, but the head of the FBI literally tweeting pictures of unconfirmed evidence within minutes of a murder seems like a dumbest shit imaginable. Yeah, that seems weird to me. Hello, Reaction, Puerto Rico. But a lot of people are posting clips of politicians, people on the internet saying really shitty things about ICE. Gavin Newsom, like this one. Let's see. And Stephen Miller puts this up.
That's happening in the United States of America. Masked men jumping out of unmarked cars, people disappearing, no due process.
Now, the whole disappearing and no due process, again, we've had this discussion. Due process is in immigration is a little bit different. It just means following the rules. And people who've crossed the border illegally can be deported because deportation is a civil remedy for breaking the civil part of the law. But they are criminals because you commit a crime if you cross the border illegally. But a civil penalty is not a criminal punishment. And some people don't seem to understand that. Deportation is a civil penalty for criminal activity versus the criminal punishment for crossing the border illegally would be going to trial and being put in jail for 6 months or up to 2 years if it's more than the first offense. The civil remedy of deportation is not a criminal punishment. It's just considered, hey, you get here, we're going to send you back home. Your punishment is you got to go back home and get back in line. Civil punishment. So it's the due process is different for the act of deportation is a different part of the process that is due process in a lot of these cases. So anyway, but JD Vance did go off on Democrats for the violent rhetoric. And again, did he show concern for the dead? I hope so. Before I play this, thank you, Avocados Diabli, who says, last I checked, part of the due process of prosecuting someone for a crime is to first take them into custody. That's true, too. That is part of the process. Good point. I'm giving you your music just for that. That's true. That is the first part of due process. Like, yeah, taking them into custody, that is part of the due process. Good point. That's a very good point.
And I think that is the most disgusting thing. The very people who keep us safe ought to be honored and protected and praised by Democrats and Republicans alike. It is time to stop the rhetorical assault on law enforcement. Because here's what happens. Because here's what happens when Democrats like Gavin Newsom did say that these people are part of an authoritarian government. When the left-wing media lies about what they're doing, when they lie about who they're arresting, when they lie about the actual job of law enforcement, what they're doing is encouraging crazy people to go and commit violence. You don't have to agree with my immigration policies. You don't have to agree with Donald Trump's immigration policies. But if your political rhetoric encourages violence against our law enforcement, you can go straight to hell and you have no place in the political conversation of the United States of America.
Okay, strong words from JD Vance. And again, the constant labeling of ICE as Gestapo tickets or, evil people. Well, what's a crazy person's remedy for someone who's a Nazi? Oh, it's okay to kill them, right? It's okay to take them out. So, but again, I just kind of my point, I guess, I was trying to make is I wish that more people remember that the people who died or were injured in this should also be taken, be considered before you try to make everything about it pointing fingers. They did it. It's your side. No, it's your side. It's your side. I was thinking of the Spider-Man meme. It's you. Two people, doing the same bullshit. Think of the people who are injured first, then fight it out later. And I don't care if they're here legally or not. I'm praying for those who are injured and got the families of those who are injured and got killed. All right, I'm going to finish up. I'm skipping some trending topics. There's lots of hubbub about James Comey may be indicted soon for lying to Congress. And there's plenty of evidence of him lying to Congress. Someone mentioned that perhaps Letitia James too could be indicted. I don't know. I've got a whole trending topic on that. Also the trending topic on Dallas Ice. You just want to, there's so much in there. People are just arguing about that, and I'm kind of over it now. Hillary Clinton is also trending because 2 weeks after the Charlie Kirk assassination, she's reminding everyone that white Christian men are dangerous. That's good for her. There's Hillary and here's Hillary Clinton saying this stuff about, we got to turn down the temperature, but white Christian males are a danger to society.
And I am proud of the fact that we have always been a work in progress. We haven't gotten to the more perfect union, and we fought a civil war over part of it. And people have been protesting, for hundreds of years that, things were not as they should be, given our ideals and how we should be moving toward them. So I think that's what makes us so special as a country.
This might not be the clip.
The idea that you could turn the clock back and try to recreate a world that never was, dominated by, let's say it, white men of a certain persuasion, a certain religion, a certain point of view, a certain ideology, it's just doing such damage to what we should be aiming for. And we were on the path toward that. I mean, imperfectly, lots of,
Okay, so let's get rid of white men. I got you, Carolyn. I know what you're saying there. But also here, listen to this.
We've got to stop demonizing each other.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now, I think most of that right now in our country's history is coming, from the right, coming from people who want to dominate. They want their point.
Wait. What was the first words in this sentence? What were the first words she said?
We have got to stop demonizing each other.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now, I think most of that right now in our country's history is coming, from the right, coming from people who want to dominate.
Right.
They want their point of view.
What is she talking about?
Writing out slavery from history, that doesn't make it go away.
Nobody's writing out slavery from history, Hillary. You know who did write out slavery from history, though? You know who did do that? The people who abolished it. God. I mean,
we have got to stop with the finger pointing and the scapegoating.
So you couldn't be more ironic than that. Thank you, TC, dropping a 6th spot in the tip jar. And you are now the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day. Oh, wait. No, that's the largest tip of the day. I'm sorry. 80 is still the Superstar sponsor today. But thank you, TC, who says, I have been known to bite people. I would touch Hillary Clinton in her sweet spot, taking one for the team. Thank you, TC. Okay, I'm going to finish with this. Okay, we're going to finish with this one. So we saw the guys at the HBCU, Tennessee State University, wanted to set up a table and wanted to have thoughtful discussions with people that they disagreed with. Oh, by the way, this HBCU alum posted this again, another one of these things. He says, these MAGA rage baiters didn't come to Tennessee State University yesterday to, quote, debate. They came to agitate, disrupt, and stir up trouble. They weren't invited. When rightly dismissed from campus, they played the victim. Now their followers are flooding TCU's social media platforms with hate and despicable comments. Don't give them the attention they crave. HBCUs across the country, stay vigilant. Agitators like these need to stay off our HBCU campuses and leave our students alone. So let's give, I got an example of them being rage baiters, there to agitate and disrupt and stir up trouble, because they posted what the discussion was before some of the students ran them off campus. Here's because they posted some of the discussion before they had this happen. So apparently a couple of students decided to have a discussion with them. Here we go.
All of it. The entire system is for everybody. Anybody who's an American citizen.
So you feel like there's nothing. So you feel like everybody is equal.
Yeah. I mean, everybody's equal in their rights, but not everybody's obviously equal in their, what they have. Like,
abilities,
I
ambition.
grew up in a double wide trailer. He grew up in Boca Raton, so, we didn't grow up equal. We're both white. I mean, he's a Jew, so that's probably why he grew up in Boca Raton. But, so we're not equal in what we possess as we start always, but we are equal in what we're allowed to do. Our opportunity.
Listen to this rage bait. This agitators. He's just cruel. He's trying to start a fight.
Can I ask you, do you think that there's any law that allows me to do something that you can't do, for example?
I don't think there's any laws that say that you can do something that I can't. But then again, this system can't be ignored. Like, we can't just say it does not exist, because there are countless examples of it existing.
Maybe just one example of what you're talking about. So what's wrong with the system that allows, I guess, racism to be systemic?
Now, I don't have time to play this whole thing, but I'm going to put a link just to this clip in the links today, because I am amazed at the rage that these guys are trying to cause. I'm amazed at the agitation that they are trying to put upon these other students at Tennessee State University that would be, racist MAGA people. It's so disturbing. I don't understand. So anyway, I'm being facetious. I'm going to have to end that there today. Thanks to everyone who shared the stream, by the way. Thanks to the people who do stuff. The aggregators, there's a ton of stuff in there that I didn't even open up today that is definitely worthy of your eyes, and lots of stories and whatnot. So do me a favor. Too much trouble on the mic? Oh yeah, definitely. So do me a favor. Go check out the rest of that particular video though, and see how much rage those guys were attempting to cause at the poor HBCU university that caused them to be run out of town by diligent whatever. You know what I'm saying. Anyway, here are the links from today. And that's it. I got to go. Hey, everyone have a great day. I hope you, and tomorrow's Free for All Friday. Get your questions ready. Friday Q&A tomorrow. And if, look, here's the other thing. Oh, by the way, if any of you happen to come across any happy stories, things that are good going on in the world, I think I'm going to start dedicating one segment a week just to that. Good stories. So if you ever come across, good stories, cool stories, things that make your heart go, oh, that's heartwarming, send them to me in some method, either on X or email, PDawgKnight@gmail.com, whatever. And we'll start doing some of those one day a week too. But that's it for today. I got to go. Thanks. My name is Dawg Knight, and I am out of here. Bye-bye. Have a great day. Hey, this is Dawg Knight, and thanks for watching today on the Dawg Knight channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cashapp, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm PDawgKnight, and I'm out of here.